We are to start, and my name is Ruthie Rono from USIU. I'm a faculty member and a professor of psychology, and I'm the moderator for this afternoon's launch. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night to everyone, to all the participants who are here today, who come from almost all the continents around the world, from different countries. And it is really an honor for me to be your moderator this afternoon here in Nairobi on the occasion of the CODESRIA and the USIU-Africa book launch, book by Professor Tiyambe Zeleza, titled Africa and the Disruptions of the 21st Century. It's an honor for us at USIU to be part of this great book launch and having our own Vice Chancellor being the author of this book. You are glad to know, or you would like to know, that the number of people, participants who are registered here today for this book launch are distinguished scholars, academicians, higher education administrators, writers, and government officials interested in higher education who have taken time to participate in this book launch. As by the time we are starting, we had over 382 participants registered and continuing to join. And they are from 55 different countries, from the Americas, from Europe, from Asia, from South America. And we are glad that you are here with us this afternoon. We will have presentations, opening remarks as the program that has been shown on the platform. We'll have the opening remarks, and then we'll have Professor Tiyambe Zeleza give us a brief of his book. And then we'll have interventions by a number of distinguished scholars and vice chancellors and writers from across the globe. Interventions regarding the book, and they will be quite very brief. And then followed by that, we'll have response to the interventions and questions. And I would like to request all participants who may have questions that they would like to pose to a specific speaker or to Professor Tiyambe Zeleza specifically. When you post your question on Q&A, it would help us to know whom you are directing the question to. So you are actually encouraged, as the presentations go on, you are encouraged to post any questions you may have and indicate whom you like to, answer the questions. And I would suspect most of the questions will go to you, Professor Zeleza. Would also appreciate if you can register with us so that we know who is here, although we can still play the video, but it would be nice for the rest of the participants to know who is here by registering on the chat and making comments and or observations on the chat. We have, like I said, very distinguished scholars everywhere from across the globe, and we want to acknowledge you. I know that we may not be able to give each one of us an opportunity to say something. Most of us will be listening and taking note and asking questions. And therefore, it would be good for us to know who you are as you post your name and your institution where you come from on the chat, and also post your questions that we'll address at the end. The last observation that will be made, the vote of thanks, will be done by Dr. David Desai, who is the chair of our Board of Trustees and the Principal Secretary for the Kenyan Ministry of East African Community. And eventually, the closing remarks will be made by the CODESRIA Executive Secretary, Dr. Godwin Murunga. So with those very few introductory and welcome remarks, it's now my pleasure to invite